I had a ton of fun doing this model railroad op session. I mean, more than usual. I decided for this op session just to throw everything era specific out the window and run some of my favorite locomotives as part of the op session. And I have a lot of fallen flag locomotives of what became Norfolk Southern. What is a fallen flag? Well, a fallen flag is simply a locomotive that's part of a railroad that doesn't exist anymore, whether it went out of business or it merged or was bought out by another railroad. That's what a fallen flag is. So let's go ahead and get into this op session. It was fun.
Starting off the day, a little freight local is heading through the area pulled by Southern 4501. It heads by the yard in East Valley where a lot of our action is going to be taking place. Our yard switcher is going to be NS7138, and NS1642 and 8345 will be our locals today. And our first freight drop-off is about to pull in. That train is pulled by Norfolk Southern 8099. It is a heritage unit with the Southern paint scheme. It is consisted with NS 1112, and that is an SD70 ACE. The consist moves to do a couple of its drop-offs. It is only dropping off 2 boxcars out of its entire train, so it's just going to take these and drop them on the little runaround track right here. The train can then move to reconnect with the rest of its cars, and it can head out to its next destination. Now 7138 can get to work and start doing some of the blocking that is needed for 1642 to head up to West Valley to do some switching. It starts off by pulling the 2 covered hoppers out of the yard that will be part of the train that goes up to East Valley. That will go along with these 2 boxcars that were just dropped off. Now the train just needs to position these so that 1642 can snag them and then get out of the way. And now 1642, which is an SD40-2, can fire up and head out to do its switching. Now before it can do anything, it actually has to build its train, which means it just needs to take its 2 hopper cars and connect them with the 2 box cars, and then it actually has to get out of the way because a big coal train is getting ready to come through, so it must clear the main for that coal train to come through. And that coal train is pulled by Norfolk & Western at 2198. That is a Y6B in a fantasy paint scheme, and it's pulling a pretty big coal drag from west to east across the layout. Once that coal train is clear, 1642 can take its drop-offs up to West Valley and switch the 2 industries up there. While that's going on, 7138 begins building the train for 8345 to take over to East Valley. Back up in West Valley, 1642 is finishing up switching those 2 industries. It wants to get out of the way so it doesn't have to wait for the next freight train that comes through. So they're getting everything done so that they can get back down the mountain to the yard. (1642) begins its long shove back down the mountain to the yard. Back in the yard, 8345 fires up and gets ready to take its train to East Valley. Now 8345 just had to wait for the freight train to come through so it would be clear. And that freight train is pulled by a New York Central F7A B unit consist. Now 8345 can head out to East Valley. East Valley is the densest packed area of the layout in terms of how many industries there are and how close they are. And there is a lot of action and a lot of switching that goes on at this job. At last, 8345 can do the long shove back to the yard with its pickups. Once it's there, it can shove its train into the siding so that it is ready for sorting. The last train of the day is a passenger train, Pennsylvania Railroad 5525. It is a T1 Duplex.
I I really had a good time doing this op session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to see more trains running on my layout, you can check out my other channel right here, Jimmy's Trains. Just crossed 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for that. That is awesome. And if you want to see another cool video, you can check that out right here. Thank you all so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Jimmy from the DIY and Digital. Stay safe, be kind, and happy railroading.